Part 103. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1021. As for the so-called threat to life, there is no force. In his eyes, the only thing he cherishes is the Lord. As for the others, let him live or die. Anyone who hurts the Lord must be punished. On the other side, Liao Ping, the commander of the 1st Army Corps of Qinqiancan City Guards, panicked instantly. Drops of cold sweat appeared on his forehead. What kind of desperados are these in front of them? Even the princess of the Chen celestial clan dared to threaten to kill at will. This is the rhythm that is going to go against the sky. Following this trend, I don't know what to do next. The scene seemed very strange at one time. Don't be impulsive, don't hurt Her Royal Highness. If you have any requirements, just say it. As long as I can satisfy you, I will definitely satisfy. Liao Ping wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, then took a breath and swallowed unnaturally, his hands clenched slightly unnaturally. Let go of me. Let me go. You bastards. You dare to hold this princess hostage? Are you all crazy? I'm going to kill you. Kill you all. Snapped. A slap sounded suddenly, and the cry of Chen Tianji, the eldest princess of the Chen Tian clan, came to an abrupt end. Fang Fan shook his hand, secretly saying how painful it was. Give me quiet. Now you are not a princess, you are a prisoner of labor and capital. If you anger the labor and capital, you will kill it directly. Fang Fan snorted coldly and said indifferently. Things have developed to this point, and there is no longer a question of whether to be afraid or not. To be precise, even fear is useless. After all, the situation has completely collapsed. Full of amazement. Slap the princess of the Chen celestial clan. What kind of strong man dares to do such a great thing? Xiling Snakecharm and others on the side have been completely stunned. I should have known, this guy doesn't stop anywhere. Ziling's head was covered with black lines, and she smiled wryly. Demon Heaven Pavilion Demon Emperor Snakecharm also complained, what do we do next? We were tied to a pirate ship. Guneng, the pavilion owner of Chasing Soul Pavilion, and Gulin, the pavilion owner of the Young Pavilion, looked at each other with despair. In the Sun Galaxy, the strongest forces they have seen are only the 7th rank forces Shengtian League and Motion Pavilion. When I came to the Chentian Star territory, I first had a fight with the young leader of the top 6th rank Power Senluo family, and killed a 5-star emperor and a 4-star emperor. It's exciting, but at least manageable. But now, even the 3rd rank Power Chen Tianzu has provoked it. First, the eldest princess of the 6-star emperor realm of the Chen Tian clan was injured, and then she slapped again. This is too fast to die. Guneng smiled bitterly. If he could have foreseen the current situation, he would not have invited Fang Fan to fly him if he was killed. Along the way, it's cool, but it's too much to test the heart's ability to bear. That kind of heart is not very good, and it may suddenly stop in one wave. The rest is not to be discussed. Sima Xiang, deputy head of the Big Dipper sect, took a deep breath. Along the way, he saw Fang Fan's tyranny, and he was once honored to know Fang Fan. But at this moment, the full of regret is only clear to myself. When the bitter water comes to your mouth, you can only swallow it by yourself. Palace Master Fang Fan is so terrifying. Sima Xiang could only comfort himself. Now even if he wants to leave Fang Fan's team, it is unlikely. There are circles of Qinqiancan city guards around. If there is a slight change, I am afraid it will be cold. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1022. In fact, now he can only choose to stay on Fang Fan's boat forever. So from Sima Xiang's point of view, he also hopes that Fang Fan can hold on. It's just, can this situation really hold up? Why does it feel so crap? Sima Xiang's eyes swept around in a circle, and he couldn't help showing a wry smile on his face, which was almost completely offending the Chen Tian clan. This is the Chen Tian clan. The strongest existence in the Chen Tian star field. The only third-rank force in the Chen Tian star region. If you offended, what good fruit will there really be in the future? Sima Xiang's eyes swept around the surrounding Chen Tian city guard soldiers, and he subconsciously tightened his clothes. It would be false to say that you are not afraid at all, but now even if you are afraid, you can only endure, be patient. No matter how embarrassed you are, you have to resist. You dare to beat me, the princess. Chen Tianqi's eyes instantly widened, and the disbelief in his eyes was obvious. How can all this look so terrifying? I hit you wrong. Don't put on the air of your high princess, for me, you are a savage, willful, indiscriminate, arrogant, stupid idiot crazy woman. Fang Fan has completely sacrificed himself. People die and birds face the sky, and they will not die for 10,000 years. Of course, even if it is the last thing to do, in fact, Fang Fan still has the last means to save his life. For example, directly taking everyone to hide in the small world of Shushan Pavilion. The Shushan Pavilion itself is an artifact. No matter how powerful the Chen Tian clan's powerhouses are, they can't destroy the artifact, right? Of course, the premise of hiding in Shushan is that you are not killed in an instant. If the enemy's powerhouse is too strong and kills him in an instant, then Fang Fan can only sigh in admiration. However, in general, the probability of such a situation is not very large. Brother Fang Fan, you, don't hit my sister. Chen Tianshan, who was on the side, walked over eagerly and pulled Fang Fan's sleeve. Fang Fan's body was stagnant, and a gentle expression appeared on his face. No matter what Chen Tianqi did, Shan'er in front of her was always innocent. Even when Chen Tianqi launched an attack on Fang Fan just now, this little girl tried to use her body to block the attack for Fang Fan. Fang Fan sees this piece by piece in his eyes and remembers it in his heart, so naturally it cannot be easily erased. Shan'er. You, don't beg this bastard. You are the little princess of the Chen Tian clan. How can you stay with such a lowly person? Hurry up! Hurry up! He will surely die. Chen Tianqi clenched his silver teeth tightly, killing intent in his eyes. Fang Fan glanced at it. This crazy woman is still so mad from beginning to end. Fang Fan raised his hand subconsciously. Chen Tianqi's body trembled, there was a hint of fear on his face. Brother Fang Fan. Shan'er begged for mercy again. Fang Fan sighed, and in the end the slap didn't hit Chen Tianqi's face, but just letting it go, Fang Fan was definitely not reconciled. Snapped. Fang Fan's palm fell directly, but this time, he didn't slap Chen Tianqi's face, but chose the fleshy buttocks instead. Peta here can produce a certain pain, but it will not hurt her body and foundation. Fang Fan immediately rubbed Shan'er slowly's head, which was a bit of an explanation for her. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1023. It's just that this position is more or less awkward. Chen Tianqi's shouting stopped abruptly, his lips trembled, his body froze instantly, and a pair of beautiful eyes showed extreme disbelief. She couldn't believe it was all real. This man, the man in front of him, is too jerk. The crowd of melon eaters were inexplicably excited, and they ran to tell each other. Is this the powerhouse? My CAO. First, I slapped the eldest princess of the Chen celestial clan, and then, slapped her buttocks again. This is already a mess. Hoo, not only that. The little princess of the Chen Tian clan, she was slapped by her just now. You see that the little princess of the Chen Tian clan's hair is loose, just now this big guy rubbed it. Of the world of the boss, we don't understand. Dragon Slayer warriors are nothing. This is the Heaven Slayer warrior. Bunker. How bloody. Brother. Support you. Continue to fight. Fight him in the dark. Fight against him. Let these people dare to be extremely arrogant in front of us. Hey, don't preach, when there is an avalanche, no snowflake is innocent, don't you understand this truth? Now this situation, is dangerous. It makes sense. They blocked the road. It's a pity. Talk about it. I really hope this big guy can break out of the siege. Real warriors, there are really not many. Hush hush hush, let's keep a low profile and talk less. The city guards in Chentian City have already turned their butcher knives at us. What? Are they all domineering to this extent now? Why do I have to care about what I say? Haha. So arrogant. There is something to come. Others are afraid of them, but I am not afraid. There is something that kills me. Count me in. Still want to Daxing literary prison? How old is it? Brother, take it easy, after all, they are the only third-rank forces in the Chentian Star region. So what? The big deal is that the labor and capital leave the Chentian Star territory. The scene was once very sensational. For those ordinary melon eaters, they will only shout 666. Explosive. So cool. People who eat melons, as long as there are melons to eat, they generally don't care much about watermelons, pumpkins, and cantaloupes. As long as it's good to eat, that's enough. And Fang Fan did what they wanted to do but didn't dare to do, so this aroused the excitement in their hearts. The clothes on Liao Ping, the commander of the 1st Army Corps of Qinqiancan City Guards, were completely wet with sweat. Although the picture in front of him is very dramatic, he can't laugh. Because he feels that his life may have been cold by more than half. Her Royal Highness was captured alive and tortured at the hands of the enemy. If it goes on like this, whether Her Royal Highness is finally rescued or sacrificed heroically, he will not be able to escape. Now is his fatal moment. Don't be impulsive. What do you want? And even the entire Chentian city and the entire Chentian clan can satisfy you. Please, don't be hurt, Her Royal Highness. The eldest princess and the little princess are the hearts and minds of the lord of the city. If you continue to do this, in the end, it won't do any good. Take a step back and open the sky. How about everyone making a step? Liao Ping gasped violently, his palms were full of sweat, and the sweat began to flow down his nose and the tips of his hands. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1024. I don't want anything, I just want justice. I never thought of competing with your Chentian city guards and even the Yuchen clan. You forced me. I'm from the Sunshine Galaxy, and I rescued Shan'er when I passed through the Wailing Canyon. Well, it's your little princess. When I came to Chentian City, I was attacked by the young master of the Senluo clan, and I had no choice but to resist. At the end, your Qinqiancan city guards are here. Nyo, that's the one whose palm was pierced. What is Captain Sun Zhao? He actually wants to covet the treasure in my hand and openly blackmail me. I made his outrageous behavior public and he launched an attack on me and these friends of mine. Because of helplessness again, I shot again. Afterwards, this Princess Chen Tianqi of the Chen Tian clan will come. Attacking and killing me without asking indiscriminately. You see, she is the 6-star emperor, and I am only the real king. If I don't resist, I will definitely die. They put their swords on my neck and threatened to kill me. Why should I give you any face? Is it true that for you high-ranking people, other people's lives are so low? Kill if you want? Do whatever you want. Fang Fan snorted coldly, his words full of tyranny. The more I think about it, the more unhappy it is. What's so special? Labor and management can't stand this grievance. Why do you lowly ants resist? You were not born to be killed by us. At this time, the crazy woman in front of her is still stating his set of thinking patterns. A fierce light flashed in Fang Fan's eyes. You stay here and don't move. Before I come back, if there is any damage to my people, she will surely die. Fang Fan snorted coldly, and then directly pulled Chen Tianqi into the small world of Shushan Pavilion. Although he is not a messenger of justice, it is impossible for him to suffer from such resentment. In the small world of Shushan Pavilion, Fang Fan looked at Chen Tianqi coldly. You, what do you want to do? I am the princess of the third-rank power Chen Tian clan, I snapped. Before Chen Tianqi finished speaking, Fang Fan's slap had already arrived. The hot feeling in his ears made Chen Tianqi go crazy for a while. Immediately, she glanced around the surroundings, and found that this place was no longer in front of Chen Tian City. This is not important, nor is the point. The point is that Fang Fan doesn't seem to have any helpers by his side, and the extremely strange weapon in his hand seems to be put away. Chen Tianqi took a deep breath and clenched his hands tightly, a brutal light gradually appeared in his eyes. Right now. Chen Tianqi roared, seized an excellent opportunity to attack, and then gathered the power of the whole body, trying to give Fang Fan a fatal blow. Boom! The attack was successfully executed, and it was also hit on Fang Fan, but, it was just that Fang Fan was unharmed. How is this possible? Chen Tianqi's eyes showed a look of disbelief. She is the realm of the 6-star emperor. Under the all-out sneak attack, even an ordinary 7-star emperor could not be unscathed. This guy in front of him, what kind of power does he have? Why is his defense so strong? There are countless questions in Chen Tianqi's mind, but it is obvious that no one can answer these questions for her. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1025. Not only is she unable to answer, but at this moment, she will endure Fang Fan's thunderous wrath. You should be punished. Fang Fan said coldly. A long and narrow whip appeared directly in his hand, and the tiny iron thorns on the whip looked particularly heart-pounding. What do you want to do? I advise you not to be impulsive, you will regret it. You will definitely regret it. If you dare to do this, your life will be ruined. You will surely die. Chen Tian clan. Whoosh. Snapped. What? The long whip fell, and a whip mark appeared directly on Chen Tianqi's body. In the outside world, it is naturally difficult to cause any damage to a 6-star emperor with the attack power of Fang Fan Ju Dianzhen. But in the Shushan Pavilion world, Fang Fan is the absolute supreme god. Clap clap clap. Clap 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 clap. The whipping sound continued, and the painful wailing never stopped. Your arrogance and stupidity are enough for me to kill you 100 times. If it weren't for the fact that you are Sister Shanur, you would already be a corpse. Remember, the so-called ants in your eyes also have the ability to punish you. Hegemony? That's based on just rules. A woman with a vicious heart like you can't be beaten how many times? Fang Fan's strength became more and more ruthless, and his techniques became more and more skilled. At first, Chen Tianqi would stubbornly talk back a few words, but later, simply kept silent and stopped talking, but the persistent mourning continued. Fang Fan beat for more than half an hour, the anger in his heart was relieved a little. At this moment, Chen Tianqi's body was already stained with blood, and blood flowed all over the place. The ground was littered with torn rags, and the long whipping made her beautiful clothes suffer. Fang Fan walked silently in front of Chen Tianqi and directly pinched her chin. "Now, do you know what's wrong?" Fang Fan was actually just asking casually. According to his normal speculation, this kind of scorpion-hearted woman would normally only become more mad because of the pain. I was wrong. Master, don't hit me." Chen Tianqi suddenly hugged Fang Fan's arm with a cowardly look on his face. Fang Fan was stunned for a moment. Is this the Chen Tianqi he knows? Why does it feel so weird? Always feel like missing something. And what did this woman call him just now? Owner. Call him master directly? I'm CAO, how can I be called Daji? This is not right. Are you insane? Fang Fan took a breath. He just wanted to teach this crazy woman a lesson, but he didn't really want to kill her like this. Shan'er shouted one by one Fang Fan's brother. If he killed and maimed her sister, how would he explain to her? The slave family doesn't have any. Chen Tianqi covered his mouth and pressed his body directly against Fang Fan. I don't know why, she actually fell in love with this feeling. Always feel so exciting. One bite, one master. One by one slave family. Fang Fan was instantly stunned. Is he crazy, or is the woman in front of him even more crazy? While Fang Fan was thinking about it, Chen Tianqi had already cast a spell to clean up the blood stains on his body, and some of the whip marks had gradually disappeared. I have to say, Chen Tianqi and Shan'er are worthy of being sisters, with delicate facial features and noble temperament. It seems that there is an extremely strong desire to conquer. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1026. The next action of Chen Tianqi made Fang Fan even more stunned. You, take it easy. Fang Fan's scalp felt numb for a while. This woman didn't want to come down after sticking to him. Winking like silk. He also licks his tongue from time to time. Fang Fan's scalp was numb from the show. In broad daylight, there is no one around. Fang Fan took a breath, feeling a little short of breath for some reason. This woman is actually naturally charming. It's just that this charming bone has been hidden before, so I can't see it. But my flogging just now should have completely opened up her charm. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and analyzed from an objective point of view. According to his analysis, the high probability should be like this, and the error in the middle cannot be too large. Fang Fan is a man, a fierce man. Can a normal man be tossed like this by a naturally charming woman? Of course, in the small world of Shushan Pavilion, if Fang Fan is willing, he can use the creation point to relieve his current state. But the perseverance required is just too much. Fang Fan's mouth twitched, and his body trembled unnaturally. A pair of eyes gradually became bloody. You provoked me yourself. Fang Fan in turn pressed Chen Tianqi to the ground with a fierce look in his eyes. 2 hours later. Call. Fang Fan lay slightly tired on the stone beside him and rested for a while. At this moment, Chen Tianqi gradually recovered from the state of being born charming. Natural charm is a good thing for some people, but it can also bring great trouble to some people. Those female practitioners who specialize in seductive arts, if they are naturally seductive, they will get twice the result with half the effort and naturally appear very comfortable. However, for female practitioners who do not practice seduction, once the natural seduction state is opened, they will fall into an uncontrollable state. Just now in Chen Tianji's left one sentence of master and another sentence of slave's family, it was actually because the state of natural charm was opened. However, after some venting at this moment, the state gradually adjusted back. You, cough, I don't need you to be responsible. Fang Fan held his head high and said confidently. Chen Tianji's delicate body trembled. This dog man, what did he say? Responsible? What do you mean by cheap this princess? Is this princess still obliged to be responsible to you? I don't need you to be responsible either. Chen Tianji said coldly, and she looked like a man just now when she was so tender and charming. Fang Fan couldn't help but sigh, women are really emotional creatures. 1 second, the owner screamed happily, and the next second, she turned her face and didn't recognize the person. So, do you know that you are wrong? Fang Fan changed his face in an instant, and directly lifted Chen Tianji up. He had not forgotten the purpose of this trip. What? Pain. Chen Tianji was suddenly mentioned, and he couldn't help frowning, feeling a pain all over his body. Fang Fan didn't have the slightest hint of pity on Fragrance and Jade just now, he really meant to die. It is definitely a miracle that she survived. Cough. Fang Fan was a little embarrassed, it didn't matter if he beat him at will, because he felt that Chen Tianji was a class enemy. But now, after all, there is a relationship, and it is impossible to say that he does not acknowledge the account at all. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1027. I knew I was wrong. I was too impulsive because I cared too much about Shan'er before. This matter, I want to apologize to you. I want to thank you for saving Shan'er. Chen Tianji lowered his head and sincerely apologized. Concern is chaos, and it was indeed a little too anxious before. Fang Fan nodded secretly and looked at Chen Tianji indifferently. Although her behavior and words were inappropriate before, as long as she can correct it now, everything will be fine. You, what are you looking at? Chen Tianji noticed that Fang Fan was staring straight at her, and her pretty face turned red. You must know that at this moment, because of the whipping she suffered before, she has no clothes on her body. Cough, you put on this dress. Let's go out first and explain things clearly. Fang Fan immediately put a mink coat on Chen Tianji's body, and then pulled Chen Tianji to prepare to leave the small world of Shushan Pavilion directly. Chen Tianji actually has spare clothes in his storage ring, but he just smelled the smell of this black mink coat, and couldn't help but be reluctant to take it off. Because, this is the clothes of this bastard in front of me. Chen Tianji clenched his hands slightly nervously. What happened to her? How could she have such an idea? Just when Chen Tianji was thinking about it, Fang Fan had brought him to the main world outside. Everyone who had been waiting outside for more than 10 minutes was relieved when they saw Fang Fan and the others coming back again. In particular, Liao Ping, the commander of the 1st Army Corps of Qinjiankan City Guards, was so anxious that his scalp was completely numb. The wave just now almost made him die on the spot. So nervous. Sweaty palms, so real. Lord. Seeing Fang Fan's return, Galen and others rushed forward. Brother Fan. Fang Fan. Yun Yun Yung Xiao Xiao, 2 sisters also came over. Xiao Shan'er also came close. Brother Fang Fan, why did you and my sister go for so long? What did you guys do? Brother Fang Fan, why do you smell like a sister? Also, sister, why are you wearing Brother Fang Fan's clothes? Xiao Shan'er frowned her cute little brows and said strangely from the side. She doesn't understand these things, doesn't mean other people don't understand. Suddenly, the scene fell into absolute silence for a time. Palace Master Fang Fan, my generation is a real man. Gu Neng, the pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, has been completely convinced. Sima Xiang, the deputy head of the big divine sect, also looked with admiration. There is nothing that Fang Fan dare not do. Snake Charm's eyes lit up, and he secretly said, this may be an opportunity for us to live. Zi Ling clenched her silver teeth and stared at Fang Fan and Chen Tianqi fiercely. For some reason, she felt a sense of emptiness in her heart, as if she had been deprived of something. And this Chen Tianqi in front of her can directly crush her in terms of cultivation and background. As for her appearance and figure, it is also first class. Speaking of other women, Zi Ling is not afraid at all, but this is the princess of the Chen Tian clan. The Chen Tian clan, the third-rank power, the absolute overlord of the Chen Tian star territory. This kind of background is the existence that they can only hope to achieve. Compared with Chen Tianqi, Zi Ling has no confidence at all. Yun Xiaoxiao blinked her big eyes, her face full of doubts. Yun Yun's pretty face is already extremely resentful. Sister, what are they talking about? Yun Xiaoxiao asked simply. Yun Yun took a breath, then said viciously, say your brother Fan is a rogue. Shameless rogue. He's a bastard. Big bastard. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1028. Yun Xiaoxiao was suddenly frightened. What happened to my sister today? Is it so hot? Sister, don't do this, I'm afraid. Yun Xiaoxiao blinked and said aggrievedly. Yun Yun's heart softened secretly. It's all right, anyway, in the future, you just need to remember that Fang Fan is not a good person. Also, don't call him Big Brother Fan in the future. Just call him a shameless bastard in the future. Yun Yun said through gritted teeth. What a lot of work this is. Everything is arranged. Can this be tolerated? And how is this way of appearing so familiar? Once upon a time, she was also taken by Fang Fan to the world of Shushan Pavilion and flogged with a whip, and then the clothes on her body were whipped off during the flogging process, so she finally came out wearing Fang Fan's robe and coat. It's just that they didn't have any relationship that time, but this time, from the perspective of a woman, Yun Yun showed her super perception ability. Both of them have swapped their body odors. Nausea. Too disgusting. Just a bunch of bastards. Yun Yun gritted her teeth and said, her body trembled unnaturally. Compared with Yun Yun's anger, the emotions of those ordinary people who eat melons are more real. It won't be as I imagined it will be. Brother. Be confident. You are the best. I'm convinced, what can't this big guy do? Have you seen it? The mink fur coat that the eldest princess of the Chen Tian clan is wearing is obviously a men's style. Hey, and the walking posture of this Chen Tian clan princess is also a bit strange. According to my 100 years of experience in the flowers, there is definitely something tricky here. I wiped it. 666. Too strong. The boss is still the boss, it's exactly the same as the one I knew before. It's so scary. Follow this trend, it's going to go against the sky. Huh, before, I was absolutely certain that this big guy would die, but now, I think he must die. The situation is all here, so there's no need to say any extra words, it's useless to say more. It's very reasonable. Tisk tisk tisk, interesting, really interesting. Today, I really saw some big scenes that I had never seen before. I feel very excited at this moment for Mao, my blood is boiling. My God. I can't do it. My whole body is adrift. Support this big guy. Just Chen Tianzu, let's do it to the end. Brother, do you dare to say this a little louder? At this moment, the emotions of these melon eaters are at the highest level, and their voices are instantly stacked. The scene was once very sensational. Liao Ping, the commander of the 1st Army Corps of Qinjiankan City Guards, was already pale at this moment. Before, he was praying in his heart that this worst situation would never happen. But now, it seems to have been hammered. After all, Her Royal Highness was taken away by that bastard for more than 10 minutes just now. And in these 10 minutes, the ghost knows what happened. If what was supposed to happen happened, HS. Liao Ping didn't dare to think about what happened next. The speed of the world in the Shushan Pavilion is 10 times that of the outside world. Nearly 3 hours have passed in the Shushan Pavilion, and only 10 minutes have passed outside. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1029. Lord Legionnaire, this person threatens to persecute Her Royal Highness, and must capture him. Then kill him directly. Although Sun Zhao, the captain of the 1st Army Corps of Qinqiancan City Guards, was also shocked by Fang Fan's behavior, his eyes suddenly lit up. He felt that this should be a perfect opportunity. If you can seize this good opportunity, stir up the anger of the Legion commander, and then kill Fang Fan directly. According to this routine, isn't it easy? Thinking like this, Sun Zhao did the same. Looking at his palm that had completely disappeared, Sun Zhao couldn't help showing hatred in his eyes. However, when he thought that Fang Fan was about to get cold, the signboard in Sun Zhao's heart was filled with urgency and excitement for a moment. The smile on his face couldn't help but become more. According to this trend, the benefits that can be obtained in the future will only be more cool. And he will also be able to continue in the position of the captain of the Qinqiancan City Guard. While thinking about it, Sun Zhao looked at Liao Ping, the army commander, with an attentive look. The blue veins on Liao Ping's forehead protruded, and by the way, there were drops of sweat the size of bean beads flowing down. Damn things! Liao Ping held back his anger and cursed. Sun Zhao's face brightened with joy. Is the regiment commander insulting Fang Fan? Is this an endorsement of your own idea? His plan is about to be implemented successfully. Liao Ping thought this way. The smile on his face could no longer be restrained. The joy in my heart is beyond words. Lord Legionnaire, I knew you were righteous and would never let this kid go. Just wait for us to kill him. This is a great achievement. At that time, hey, the Legion commander will definitely be able to get promoted and make a fortune. Snapped. A loud slap sounded. Sun Zhao's body suddenly retreated, and his eyes instantly became dull. What does this mean? Why are you hitting me? Lord Legionnaire, are you not crazy? In a hurry, Sun Zhao couldn't talk about anything else. After saying a word, he regretted it. This is going further and further on the road to death. Clap clap clap. After several slaps, Sun Zhao's face was instantly turned into a pig's head. You idiot! This thing happened because of you. If you weren't greedy, you want to shamelessly ask for bribes. How could these things happen? It's not an exaggeration to kill you. I really didn't notice you at first, but you idiot actually delivered it to your door. At this time, if I can save the princess, will it be your turn to talk nonsense? You want me to launch an attack now? Where are the eldest princess and the little princess? You are trying to entrap the two princesses. You have bad intentions. Come on, pull it down and cut it for me. Liao Ping took a few deep breaths, slightly suppressing the madness in his heart, and the hatred in his eyes was obvious. Sun Zhao was stunned for a moment. I just said a few words, why did I lose my life? Lord Legionnaire, what are you doing? Our enemy is that bastard. You mustn't do such a thing that your relatives hurt your enemies. Legion Commander. Click. There was a sound of bone cracking, and there was a scar on Sun Zhao's neck, and then his head fell to the ground. Liao Ping silently wiped the waste knife in his hand clean, his face showing indifference. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Xu Yu. Chapter 1030. The most important thing now is Her Royal Highness. As for you, purely courting death. Liao Ping glanced indifferently at the head rolling on the ground, and the indifference on his face became more and more obvious. I'm afraid this idiot hasn't put himself in the right position until now. What kind of character do you really think you are? Dare to be arrogant in front of him? Do you have this capital? I can't deal with Fang Fan, who is holding Her Royal Highness hostage, and can't deal with you. After slaughtering a person, Liao Ping's mood was relieved a little, and his breathing gradually became more relaxed. His eyes glanced at the location of Her Royal Highness, but he still had a helpless expression on his face. In front of him, Fang Fan and the others could actually be slapped to death, but he wouldn't dare to slap the slap no matter what. If you launch an attack recklessly, this little life may really be reimbursed. Liao Ping was at a loss for a moment. This kind of feeling of throwing a mouse against the mouse is really unpleasant. Who dares to hurt Her Royal Highness? All retreat. Swish swish, a figure flew over from a distance, and the speed was getting faster and faster. In the eyes of everyone, it was like a flash of lightning, and it was fleeting. I'm going. Did someone speak just now? Probably, yes, I seem to feel a thunderbolt. Are you sure you really saw it? Why do I feel like I have nothing? Don't scare me, I just felt a hurricane blowing around. I don't want you to feel, I want me to feel. Look. Isn't that so? That's it? That white figure. That old man in white, it seems that he just came. White figure, I wipe, big brother. Can you take it easy? Do you know who that is? White clothes, white heads and white swords, if I guessed correctly, this should be the white robe from the Chentian City Lord's mansion. Chief Bai Peo? It turns out that he is a servant, seeing how nervous you are. You idiot. It doesn't matter if you are ignorant, why don't you just shut up? The former Zhouyun 16 bandits. It was because he provoked the people of the Chentian clan, and then he was attacked by this white-robed supervisor for hundreds of thousands of miles in one night, one by one. Killed. Zhouyun 16 bandits? Bandits who once traversed the entire Chentian Star region? Isn't it said that each of Zhouyun 16 bandits is a 7-star emperor or above? The strongest even rumored to have entered the quasi-saint, no will it be? Sao Nian, do you understand now? Although this white-robed supervisor Bai Yifeng doesn't often appear in front of everyone, his strength is self-evident. It is said that he is at least a low-level quasi-sage, stronger, not sure. A powerhouse like Bai Yifeng, the head of the white robe, is not here to play, right? Haha, play. Do you think it's possible? Take your pig brain and think about it, is it possible? They are definitely here to save the two princesses from the Chentian family. Chentian clan's movements are really fast. I didn't expect that they have dispatched a quasi-sage level expert. The situation is not good. This melon is getting bigger and bigger, and if you're not careful, you may hurt yourself. You must be careful when eating melon, in case you will hurt yourself. It's true, everyone keep their mouths shut. Although it's not blaming the public for saying the law, but this is so related to the matter of the princess of the Chentian clan, the Chentian clan can do anything.